Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy Charmaine, aka Terry McGinnis, coming at you with my 2015 most anticipated games. These are just some of my most anticipated games because these are the ones that are just coming off the top of my dome. Not all of them that I listed out, but the ones that came first when I thought about, man, the games that I gotta have. You know what I mean? So I think there's about 7 of them, and there's a few honorable mentions that are kind of on my radar, but I'm not too, I'm not chomping at the bits to get them or about news about them or anything like that. So there you go. These are some of my most anticipated games of 2015. Alright everybody, let's go ahead and get the list started. Now, rounding out, coming in at number 1, leading off the list, playing the point guard position of some of my most anticipated games of 2015 is Ori and the Blind Forest. Now, she will actually be coming out tomorrow. Ori and the Blind Forest is something that I've been looking forward to for a very long time, since the reveal at E3. It's a side-scrolling Metroidvania style action platformer, very similar to Child of Light in a lot of respects. The art style, gameplay. I'm not sure if I don't think we've seen combat so far, but I'm pretty much game for anything. Child of Light had a great turn-based combat system, which I've never really been exposed to because I never really played anything that had that, and I loved it. It was so fun, it was so strategical, and I'm curious to see what kind of combat will be instituted in Ori and the Blind Forest. RPG elements, are there going to be some? There's going to be some skill trees possibly. And one thing that I loved about Child of Light is exploration was rewarded with collectibles and forgotten notes and items you can use to buff Aurora and other characters as well. So I'm excited. I'm really excited. I had a blast playing of Child of Light. I assume it's going to be a similar experience, which there's nothing wrong with that at all. I love the art style. It's really stunning. You can tell that these are hand drawn, and these are just been meticulously animated and painstakingly long to get all of it good looking. It reminds me, just like Child of Light, of a children's book, a children's fairy tale that your mom would read to you as you're trying to fall asleep. And I'm excited. It's coming out tomorrow, and I'm gonna have a blast playing it. Definitely gonna stream it. So the next game on my list, which comes out April 14th of 2015, next month, is Mortal Kombat X. Now, I'm a die-hard Mortal Kombat fan, as I've mentioned before, and I'm excited for the game. And if you don't know, so I've mentioned it before, I'm more excited about the continuation of the story than the actual fighting aspect of the game. I am a Mortal Kombat fan that loves the characters, I love the realms, I love the lore, I love all of that. I love the Elder Gods, I love, everything you can think of. That's what really intrigues me about Mortal Kombat ever since day one, you know what I mean? The fighting mechanics are just not something that really pertain to me. I do not like dial a combo. That's just not my cup of tea, you know what I mean? I don't like to press XXY, freeze a guy, dash forward, jump up, and press Y, have him ground bounce. Like, nah, I just don't like that. That's just not me. I will try to play competitively for a good amount of time, because I never really did that with Mortal Kombat 9. So I don't know. Maybe I'll have some fun. Maybe I will hate it. So who knows? I still gotta give it a shot, though, right? The thing I love is that Ed Boon always delivers a great game that millions of people love. You're gonna get your money's worth. You're gonna get your money's worth when you buy Mortal Kombat X. This game is going to be packed full of content, just like Mortal Kombat 9 was. It was just jam-packed full of content. The characters were all great. It felt good. And Mortal Kombat 9 was a great love letter to everyone of the series, fans of the series, because that's what it really was. It was just a whole bunch of fan service. So now I want to see how many risks does Ed Boon and NRS really do take, because that's something that they have done continually with their game, is they have taken risks throughout the years, and some have been very successful and some haven't panned out that great. So I'm curious to see what all they have conjured up for us in this next Mortal Kombat. The variations is a huge thing. That's a risk that they're taking. That's cool. Everyone seems to love that so far, and I'm excited. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And the story mode, man, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to the story mode for sure, because I'm a big guy. I'm a big story guy, so of course. Okay, in May, we have The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. I've never played a Witcher game, ever, so I don't know shit about anything. But I jumped into Dragon Age with Dragon Age Inquisition and I loved it. You know, I played almost 180 hours. You can't just play a game for 180 hours and not like it. So I'm looking forward to another world to jump into, filled with, you know, great characters, an open world, great gameplay, really good narrative. And I need some RPG in my life. That was the main reason why I bought Dragon Age, because I wanted an RPG in my life, and I loved it. And I'm excited for The Witcher 3: The Wild Hunt because I need some more RPG in my life. RPGs are probably my favorite game that I can play nonstop and always go back to, because it's never the same experience. Really, it is not. It's never the same experience because you craft your own character, you craft your own style of play. You craft your own story, if given the choice, with player choice. You know, you craft your own adventure, and it doesn't get much better than that because it can happen in so many different ways. You know, no 1-2 scenarios will pan out the exact same way verbatim, and that's what I love about RPGs. The combat looks fun and intense. I hope it will be challenging and fun. You know, the different beasts fight different ways, making you approach combat differently. And even in the video there, the guy who's showing off the game was, you know, preparing. He like created a potion of some sort. So man, I hope combat will be difficult to where I need a potion. You know what I mean? The beasts fights, I don't know what we're gonna call them because they all have specific names. They look like dragon fights from Inquisition, and that gets me excited. I really hope that they're fun, and I'm just excited because I'm going to jump into a whole new world that I've never been to, meet all kinds of new characters, new governing body that may exist or not exist in the Witcher world, a beautiful open world that I will definitely explore to the max because that's what we always do. I'm excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now in June, we have Batman Arkham Knight, which was initially delayed. It says Rocksteady's final game. It's grand send-off, so they're going to go all out. And it's rated mature, so that's nice. I guess that's kind of synonymous with going all out for them, because usually it's a rated teen game, but now it's rated mature. Like, damn, like what all you got in store for us, baby? The fun gameplay, I mean, come on, everyone loves the gameplay. And we got some new additions. The biggest one being the Batmobile. So it's going to be fun to just drive around Gotham and have its own sections to play in. It looks gorgeous. Like, graphics obviously aren't everything, but my God, does it look beautiful. And we get to play in Gotham in its entirety. All of Gotham. That's awesome. You know, skyscrapers that tower, that are, you know, breaching the sky. That's going to be fun to just kind of like dive bob down and just fly around everywhere and see how meticulous they were in creating Gotham instead of just one section of Gotham. It's going to be a lot of fun. I want to know how hard in the paint they're going to go, because it's going to be the final Batman Arkham game. At least most of us would assume. I don't think, however the ending would be, I don't think everyone would really want another Batman Arkham game. And I'm looking forward to a great story. I'm looking forward to another great comic book-like story, comic book-esque story. And I'm curious to know how it's going to end. I'm curious to know who the Arkham Knight is. I have a theory on who he is, but I'm not going to share that at this time because I'm waiting for the actual game. Okay, next on the list is Halo 5 Guardians. If you hung around my channel for a while, you know that I did a shitload of videos on Halo 5. So I'm very excited for the story. More specifically, I'm excited that the Elites are going to return, and the Arbiter, my dog. The Arbiter is returning, and he looks badass in his armor. And I want to know how it's all going to pan out. I want to know how this campaign will differ from other in the past. How will Agent Locke develop, and what will his missions be like versus missions that the Chief undertakes. I really hope that, I heard the rumor was that Master Chief is going to be about 10-15% of the game playable, so I really hope that when we get to play him, if this is true of course, that his sections are incredibly difficult, because I want everyone to remember why he is the greatest motherfucker ever, you know what I mean? Whereas Agent Locke, even in that opening scene with the Arbiter and the elites. He's there with a team of Spartans, and there's a team of elites led by the Arbiter, and they're fighting Covenant forces. I'm guessing the Covenant remnants from Halo 4. It's a new world, new environment, new weapons, new enemies, and more chief development, which I think 343 did an amazing job in Halo 4. You know, Halo 4 gets a lot of shit, and rightfully so in some respects, but the character development between Chief and Cortana was hit right on the head. They did a great job with them in the campaign, in my opinion. And we see the big ass bird from the trailer or the reveal. So I wonder if there's gonna be some boss fights of some sort with huge Promethean structures or constructs. That would be pretty cool. I think that would be tied to be a good addition as the Chief, of course, because only he could do it. So I would be excited for that, definitely. I'd really be excited for that. But like I said, I'm really looking forward to the story because I love Halo campaigns, even though I wish I knew more about the universe that I did, but those are kind of in books and I don't want to buy those books, so there you go. But I'm curious to see how it's going to pan out and where this is going to lead us, since now we have steered away from the Human Covenant War and now we're in this Promethean era. So I want to know what's going to happen, what kind of new characters we're going to meet, what more are we going to learn about the Prometheans, and when the game ends, where is it leading to? Where are we going to continue to move forward, or are we going to go in another direction aside from the Prometheans? And what's the confrontation going to be like with Locke and John? If Locke tries to take him on, John should just whoop his ass. Just whoop his ass. So I wonder if there's going to be any other game modes, maybe a return of firefight or something new. That'd be pretty cool. Maybe more Spartan Ops, that seems likely. Multiplayer, if you want to know my thoughts on multiplayer, you should just watch my other videos because I made a shitload of them. So moving on, Quantum Break. We don't know when Quantum Break's coming out, but I love me some action adventure with a good story. I love it. I love it. A story. That's what this is going to be about. And a show was supposed to come out with the game, kind of like side by side. So I wonder how that's going to work and why they did that. Like, what was the executive decision like? We think this is going to work because of this. The rifts in time make for platforming sections, which is a nice way to mix it up a little bit, break up the freaking monotony. And time manipulation mechanic is pretty cool. It's not something that's hasn't been done before. There's a game that came out a long time ago called Time Shift. I think it was for the original Xbox. It wasn't that great, but the time mechanic they got pretty well. They got pretty well in that game where you can pause time, you can slow down time, you can do a number of things with time in Time Shift. You can reverse time as well. Say like an event happens and it kills a bunch of your guys, or it blows up a certain section. You can reverse time and run through that section before it blows up. Like, the time mechanism is not something that hasn't been done before, but I want to see what they do with their own spin on it. We've seen some of the abilities where you can pause time, and then the main character, I can't remember his name, he runs faster. You can throw like a orb of time that kind of like slows down time for a period of time. Wow, that was redundant as shit. And then you can shoot bullets into it and let go, and it'll increase the speed, the velocity that they're traveling at to have greater stopping power. Like, that's pretty cool. But yeah, I love me action adventures with stories. I love Watch Dogs. I love Grand Theft Auto. That's the reason why I play Grand Theft Auto, is for the story in a nice open world. I don't think this is necessarily going to be an open world, because Sam Lake did say this is not like a choose your own adventure. So who knows, who knows? But it should be fun. It should be fun. It's a game that I'm really looking forward to. So now, moving on from Quantum Break, we get to the final game, and that is The Division. So please, God, don't be like Destiny. Please, God, don't be like Destiny. A content-locked, hollow, disappointing experience. Please, please don't be that game. Please don't be that game. I'm looking forward to a dynamic world with players, player enemies, AI, and the virus. The virus can move around on its own, and it'll jump from section to section, blocking off certain areas of the game that you cannot proceed through. That's pretty cool. It makes the world feel a little alive. It makes the world feel a little alive. I hope exploration will actually be rewarded, unlike Destiny, because there's nothing to fucking explore in this empty ass environments. Exploration will be rewarded with weapons. I'm hoping equipment, customizable items, parts to create that equipment, and I'm hoping for a great skill tree, maybe some specializations of some sort. Hopefully an expansive skill tree, you know, a skill tree that doesn't just make some skills leaps and bounds above others. Some, you know, a skill tree and specializations that allow players to play multiple different roles. You know, play the role of an engineer, someone who can carry more equipment, someone who can build equipment quicker, or someone who carries more ammunition, can take a little bit more damage, can carry more weapons. And someone who's a scout that can see, that can highlight people from very far distances, that can highlight people behind cover, you know, some things like that. Like, that's something that I hope is in the game, or some form of it, because I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be really cool, and I think this game is going to be what Destiny wants to be. That's what I'm hoping. Fingers crossed. Please God, do not suck. If this game sucks, guys, I just don't know what I'll do with myself. Great PvP. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking for the great PvP encounters. The combat should never be the same. The environment, the skills, the enemies, the virus should be awesome.
Dynamic tactical combat. That should be a lot of fun. And playing with friends is where it's at. You got your own squad. You're gonna roll through. You're gonna go from place to place, finding shit, going in the subways. That's what's gonna be a lot of fun. That's where this game is going to really shine, is in the cooperative play. And I thought I'd just throw out a little bit of a few honorable mentions, some that are just kind of on my radar, but I'm not really paying a whole lot of attention to. And one of them is Banner Saga 2, that should be coming out on the Xbox, on next generation systems if I'm not mistaken. It was a PC game, which I never got to play Banner Saga 1, but if it does come out for the Xbox One, then I'll definitely probably pick it up. For the new Final Fantasy, I saw the trailer a long time ago, and the combat looks like a lot of fun. I've never been into Final Fantasy, but hey, you know, Dragon Age Inquisition a shot. We're gonna give Witcher 3 Wild Hunt a shot, and Dragon Age turned out to be a great experience. Smite on the Xbox One, that's something that I'm pretty much excited for. I signed up for the beta a long time ago, but I don't think that any information has been released about the beta so far. And I've never played Smite. I've never looked at any gameplay of Smite. I know it's a computer game, and I'm just looking forward to another experience. You know, something new, something a little bit different. And whenever you jump into a game that you're like, hey, why not, where it doesn't cost you anything really, then for the most part you can be pleasantly surprised, and you can be really you can really enjoy some stuff. And that's what I'm hoping for with Smite, is just some fun gameplay. And it's going to be free to play, so that's always great. Some fun gameplay, some a good time killer, and just to have a lot of fun. So those are some of my most anticipated games, and not all of them, because there's probably more out there, but these are the ones that are just thought about off the top of my head. So let me know, which games are you most excited for, which games on my list are you most excited for, the ones that you absolutely have to have, which on these lists are your must-buys, which are your must-buys. So let me know in the comments, and I'll be sure to read them up, and we can all get some hype going. So thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. My name is Shemaine, and I'm out. Peace. Have a good day.